Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ep003 of the Teachers Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Maxine McFarlane. Today, we're completing actually the three-part series focusing on social emotional well-being of students during COVID-19. I'm excited to have my favorite wash belly, that's my youngest child, with me today. Malachi, welcome to the Teachers Tribe podcast.
Thank you.
All right, let's get right into it. Going through a global pandemic is like nothing I've experienced in my life, and I'm sure it's the same for you. How has this experience impacted you and your friends socially?
Well, I'm not really sure how my friends are doing because I can't really keep in touch with them. But personally, I'm actually doing quite alright with it. Like, I'm fine with it. Um, I'm not being, I'm being affected in a way that I can't do some of the things I'd be able to if school was out, but places were still open. But,
So, are you saying that it has been a positive social impact for you?
not really positive because I'm not really able to spend time with many people. So I don't really have much of a social life right now.
Okay, so what are some of the things that are missing from your life that you would normally enjoy that you
Uh,
can't do now? In terms of social interaction.
um, well, first of all, I'd be able to go to school and see people who I enjoy talking with. And yeah, I don't know. It's like also certain conversations that you're able to have. Like being able to talk about things like sports and stuff, but there's no sports on, so there's not much to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So, what are some challenges that are difficult for you to handle during COVID-19?
Probably the fact that I'm just at home all the time with limited things to do.
I know you mentioned earlier that sports there are no sports playing right now, so that's something that could be a conversation piece or something you could engage in. So the challenge of things that you might find entertaining is one challenge. What are some other challenges?
Um, Also, another thing is how I'm not really able to go out and eat out at certain at restaurants in general, because though you're able to eat food there, you can't like actually sit down and eat there. So I don't know. It's just stuff like that that you'd be able to spend time with your family and friends with. Like you'd be able to go out in public and spend time with them. You won't be able to do now. Like I doubt how there's I don't think there's gonna be a 4th of July, like fireworks and all that stuff. And that'd be something that a whole bunch of families would go out and watch fireworks. But I don't think that would happen this year.
Yes, because we're not a family that really eats out a lot, but I think you're missing it more so because if we chose to eat out occasionally, you don't even have that as an option anymore. Am I understanding you correctly?
Yeah.
All right. So, what are your relationships like now compared with how they were during first semester when you were back in the actual school building?
Before school got canceled, people were talking about the uncertainty of school coming back and when it was gonna close and all that stuff.
So you and your friends were kind of bracing for the possibility of it happening?
Yeah, we were just wondering when it was gonna happen or if it was gonna happen. Especially like the week leading up to the closing. Because all the counties around us were being closed, and it was like our county was one of the last ones to finally shut down schools.
Outside of your relationships at school, how are your other relationships?
Um, well, most of my friends come from school, so yeah. And if I the relationship with my family, like my direct family, you guys, I'm able to talk to you guys more, which is good. But it makes it distant for um, the relatives that are around the world because we said we were gonna go to Jamaica and like spend time with our family. We're not able to do that now. So
I know that's difficult for all of us. Even your grandparents, they're all living in the same country. Granted, it's several hours away, but even in the summertime coming up, we would be able to maybe drive to New Jersey or drive to Florida to visit. And there is still a lot of uncertainty with that. So I can understand. But let's look on the other side now, Malachi. What is your most enjoyable moment while you're in quarantine? What's something you're really enjoying?
um, I'm starting to enjoy uh, like obviously spending more time with my family because we don't really spend as much time as we would if we were at school. I mean, if we were at school, we wouldn't spend as much time that we are now since we're home. And I don't know. Also, being able to like learn new things or trying out new things.
Do you want to set an example of something new? I know you've been doing crazy random experiments every once in a while. Mommy, do we have so and so in the kitchen? And I'm wondering, what is he making?
I mean, I just look at life hacks or something like that, and then I just test them out, and some of them are actually kind of cool.
That inquisitive mind. It's a good thing. Keep it alive, son. Keep it alive. So talk a little more about the interaction with your family. Are there any other enjoyable moments that you want to cite? Because I know it's a difficult time going through this crisis, but I also believe that in every bad situation we can find something good.
I mean, it's better because we're like getting closer to each other, but I mean, there's still really not much to do. Though, us three, like Malik, Makai, and I, were able to go out still and be able to play basketball at parks and stuff like that. But we're us five as a family isn't really able to do that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
Like if we wanted to go to an amusement park or something like that, we couldn't. Or again, if we wanted to eat out, we couldn't. It's really restricted.
Well, thankfully you have brothers. Just imagine being an only child going through this. At least you have your siblings to get together with. I know you kind of touched on some of the things you've been exploring on your own, like those life hacks, but what other skills or lessons have you developed or learned from this time of being out of school?
Um, well, I started to try to cut my own hair, and
Oh, yes, that was another interesting situation.
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good at the same time. But I mean, if I keep on doing it, I'll obviously get better with the practice. But
Huh?
there's been a whole bunch of things that I've been trying to do to make myself seem like a better, not seem to make myself a better person. And when like everything goes back to normal, hopefully those skills will like I'll be able to embrace those skills and
Well, that's good. I mean, you have the greatness of taking initiative, Malachi. I love that about you. He's already set his goal to get his barbering license by what age you said, son?
16.
By 16. So he has a few more years to work on that. Well, it's good to know that you're holding it together. As the youngest member of our family, you're finding ways to cope with this crisis. So I want to close off with three questions that are a little more on the lighthearted side. And they're more general, not in the context of this COVID-19. So tell me, Malachi, what inspires you or motivates you?
Um, Probably when I see things like for example, um, Like a week ago, I got recommended a video, like some track and field videos, like 100 meter sprint or something with like Usain Bolt or something like that. And then I watched those, and I just kept watching a whole bunch of track and field videos, and then now I'm like running more around the neighborhood and stuff like that, trying to become faster. And yeah, so when I see other people doing things, or when I witness stuff like that, then it makes me motivated.
Okay. All right. So that explains the workouts that I've been seeing going on the balcony. I get it. All right. What's a life lesson you can share with the world? I know you've only been on this planet for 13 years, but what's a life lesson you can share?
Uh, I'm not really sure. Like I learn a whole bunch of life lessons as I go on throughout my life, but I don't know. It's not really. I don't think it's anything that people haven't heard yet.
But which one do? Okay, fine. You may not have something original to share based on your own experiences, but is there something that you have learned that you would also want to pass on to somebody else?
Uh, I guess like it sounds cliche, but like don't give up, because like as much as people say that a lot, and I feel like you should let some things go, but like if you really want to do something, then you should just stick towards it, because when you finally finish it, ends up being good. Because that's what happens to me sometimes. Like that's an I should have answered this in one of your previous questions, but another thing I've been doing since quarantine, I've also been like cooking more. But like previously, when I'm cooking something and it's like a big thing, sometimes I'm in the middle of it and I know I've messed up and I kind of want to quit, or I just get overwhelmed with a whole bunch of stuff and I just want to like call one of y'all to finish it or something like that. But then I just like take a couple deep breaths, and then I see what I can fix, and then it ends up not being as bad. And the end project is actually good.
Yep, so perseverance pays off. And I've actually heard your brothers giving rave reviews about some of the meals that you've prepared. So that's a good one. Don't give up. Finally, Malachi, how would you like to be remembered? Just this is your chance to tell me about your greatness. I've been talking about your greatness, so you tell me. How would you like to be remembered? For example, this is you're finishing up eighth grade. You'll be moving on to high school, a brand new school in the fall. When your friends from middle school remember you, what do you want to be remembered for? Or how would you like to be remembered?
Um, I'm not really sure. I mean, certain people find me funny. Um, certain people find me helpful. Um, I want to know what I'd want to be um known for, other than something good. So
As long as it's good, you'll take it, right? Okay. There's one thing I forgot to do at the beginning, and that was for you to introduce yourself before we jumped into the questions. So I'm going to close off with that, you introducing yourself to the listeners.
my name is Malachi. I'm in eighth grade. I'm about to go to ninth grade next year. I'm 13. I skipped kindergarten. Uh, yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you on this podcast, Malachi. Hopefully, the information and insights that you shared will help parents and other educators like myself, and even maybe students, that may help them to find ways to cope as we continue to get through this difficult time. So, this is the end of our three-part series, and I hope that you would have gleaned something useful. Until next time, walk good and one love.